Once upon a time, in a small village nestled within the tranquil embrace of a beautiful forest, there lived a young monk named Shin. Shin was well known for his dedication and sincerity in his pursuit of enlightenment. However, he was also known for his impatience. He longed for immediate progress, disregarding the wisdom of patience in his quest. On an early morning, as the sun was just beginning to paint the sky with hues of gold, Shin found himself plagued by a deep frustration. He sought the wisdom of his master, the old monk Kichiro, who had become a guiding force in his life. With a weary sigh, Shin voiced his concern. "Master," he began, his tone tinged with desperation, "I have been relentless in my pursuit of enlightenment. Every day I meditate diligently, I immerse myself in the scriptures, and I partake in the laborious chores of the temple. Yet, despite these ceaseless efforts, I feel as if I am making no progress. Enlightenment feels like a distant dream, always out of my reach." Kichiro, sitting cross-legged under the ancient Bodhi tree, turned his gaze towards his young pupil. The old monk's eyes were like calm pools of wisdom, serene yet deep. He listened to Shin's heartfelt confession, nodding thoughtfully at each word, as if absorbing the raw sincerity in them. Noticing Shin's distress, he motioned him to follow along a path leading to the nearby stream. They walked in silence, the only sound being the crunch of dry leaves under their feet. Upon reaching the stream, Kichiro pointed to a small stone lying on the bank. The stone was smooth and round, having been weathered by the timeless touch of the running water. "Do you see this stone, Shin?" Kichiro asked, his voice calm as the early morning breeze. "Yes, master," Shin replied, his forehead creasing in confusion. He was unsure how a simple stone could alleviate his concerns. Kichiro bent down and picked up the stone, its cool surface against his aged, wrinkled palm. "This stone," he began, rolling it around his hand, "did not always look like this. There was a time when it was a jagged piece of rock. Its edges were sharp, rough, unyielding, just like your spirit is now. But over time, the elements worked on it, and now it is smooth and round. Its harsh edges have softened." Shin held the stone, his fingers tracing the smoothness, the subtle dips and curves on its surface. He tried to imagine it as a jagged piece of rock. Yet the connection between his quest for enlightenment and this ordinary river stone eluded him. "Master," Shin questioned, "I do not understand. How does this stone relate to my path to enlightenment?" Kichiro gave Shin a gentle, knowing smile. "This stone is you, Shin. The water that constantly flows over it, shaping and smoothing it, represents your continuous efforts. The sharp, jagged edges symbolize your imperfections, the roughness in your spirit that you seek to smoothen. And this transformed smooth stone is your enlightenment." Shin contemplated his master's words, turning the metaphor over in his mind. "But master," he responded, his frustration simmering once again, "the water must have flowed over this stone for countless years to shape it this way. Time is a luxury I do not have. I cannot wait for such a slow transformation." His tone held a sense of urgency, a desire for immediate change that Kichiro was all too familiar with. The old monk knew then that his young disciple had a long journey ahead, one that required more than just relentless efforts, but also patience and understanding. Kichiro nodded, understanding Shin's frustration. "That is where you're mistaken, Shin. You see the end product, not the process. Every moment the water touches the stone, it shapes it. Each ripple, each wave, every droplet contributes to the stone's transformation. Just as every moment of your life, every effort you make, every lesson you learn, brings you closer to enlightenment." Shin found himself plunged into silence, his mind swirling with the compelling simplicity of Kichiro's analogy. He had been living in a relentless chase, always seeking rapid results, always on a quest for instant gratification. He'd always believed that transformation was a destination to be reached, not a journey to be embraced. He was fixated on the end goal, oblivious to the beautiful and gentle process of growth that the stream of his efforts brought about. In the silence that surrounded them, as the quiet murmur of the stream painted the background, Shin let this new perspective seep into his being. It was as if he had been seeing life through a fogged lens, and now suddenly his vision was clear. He realized he wasn't a solitary traveler hurrying towards a distant goal, but a stone being shaped by the consistent flow of experiences that came his way. Every day was a part of this stream, gently running over him, smoothing his jagged edges, and crafting him into a better version of himself. He started to see the beauty in this process, this continuous transformation. Every interaction, every setback, every success, they were no longer isolated incidents but part of a grander tapestry that was slowly weaving his enlightenment. Once the cloud of impatience dissipated, it was replaced by the shining sun of wisdom and persistence. He learned to be patient with himself, embracing each step on the path and understanding that each was crucial in its own way. The journey was no longer a means to an end, but a beautiful dance of transformation itself. In time, Shin's transformation didn't go unnoticed. His calm demeanor, his wisdom, his serene acceptance of life's challenges, it all resonated with the villagers. Shin became a symbol of tranquility and wisdom, a living testament to the transformative power of time and consistent effort. He was no longer the impulsive young monk who was always in a hurry. He had become the stone, perfectly shaped by the persistent stream of life's experiences. And so, Shin's story serves as a gentle reminder to us all. True progress isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's not a sudden metamorphosis, but a slow, constant process. Whether it's a piece of stone being shaped by a relentless stream, or our spirits being molded by our experiences, transformation takes time and consistent effort. We are all like stones, with our lives as streams sculpting us, shaping us into the best versions of ourselves. The key to this journey, as Kichiro wisely put, is patience and finding joy in the process. Every ripple in our stream, every wave of experience that crashes over us, brings us closer to our ultimate selves. It's the journey that shapes us, not the destination. It's in the process of becoming that we find our true self, our own unique version of enlightenment. Therefore, let us remember that we are not merely travelers on a journey, but stones in the river of life. Let us welcome every ripple, every wave, for they shape us into the best versions of ourselves. The destination may be important, but it's the journey, the transformation, that truly defines us. In our journey, we discover not just enlightenment, but also ourselves,